Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is now just under 5 months away from its official release by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. That is all set and ready to end the sequel trilogy and the Skywalker saga itself. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, what's really exciting about Episode 9 is that we do know that this film, at the end of the day, is going to be, well, a revelation film. It's going to provide a lot of different twists and turns, as well as surprises that's going to really change our view of the past 8 Star Wars films, which could either be a good or a bad thing by Disney, Lucasfilm, and everybody else involved with this film. It's all a matter of how it's going to be utilized on the big screen and how it's going to be executed for the fans around the world. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very intense for the characters of Kenobi, Rey, and even Rey's father. Now, specifically, what's really intriguing about all of this is that a description of Rey traveling to the Lost City, where it's described that as she makes her way into a series of catacombs, she eventually finds herself in a place called the Land of Warriors, a place full of Jedi ruins and secrets. One of the sequences is said to involve a moment in which Rey is meditating inside of a large Jedi temple, where as Rey kneels down to the ground and closes her eyes, she begins to hear the Force Ghost voice of Obi-Wan Kenobi in a whispering fashion that guides Rey to remembering some of her repressed memories from many years ago. It's said that Kenobi knows specific secrets about Rey's father and is able to offer Rey guidance to go to the Thieves' Tower on a world called Kijimi. It's said on this world that Rey's father stored away many clues related to Rey's identity within the Thieves' Tower, and that Kenobi knows the truth but feels Rey must find out this all on her own. It's said that Kenobi allows her to pinpoint the location of this world in a specific star system that holds secrets of Rey and her identity by Rey's father. It's described that this is also where the character Zori Bliss will play a large role in the second act of Episode 9. So let's go over a couple of parts about this. Now, in case you guys did not know, there are going to be a lot of revelations related to Rey's father and Rey's identity in Episode 9. So let's go over this particular moment here where Rey travels to a place called the Lost City, also known as the Land of Warriors, which is a location within this location, right? Where we have a lot of Jedi structures and ruins, etc., where she is able to communicate with Obi-Wan Kenobi during one of her meditation sessions, where Kenobi's Force Ghost is able to offer Rey guidance to go to the world of Kijimi. Now, we're still not quite sure exactly where this place is, whether it's in the mid-rim or in the outer rim, we're not quite sure. But nonetheless, this world is actually said to be very unique. It's not necessarily a snow planet, but it has a little bit of dusting on the mountains and all the landscapes on this world. It's not necessarily, like I say, a snow world. It's more or less an ice world with some light snow. So the Thieves' Tower is said to actually hold many different secrets related to Rey's identity, or at least a lot of hints and or clues related to Rey's identity, where Rey's father once traveled here and stored many of these secrets away from anybody else discovering this. Now, this is a very interesting side, because you guys may recall in the teaser trailer, we do see one of the familiar ships that we got to see in the Force-back vision of The Force Awakens reappear in the Rise of Skywalker's teaser, heading toward a very similar planet from what's being described. And what I like about this is that we do know that Episode 9 is going to answer a lot of questions related to Rey's lineage. Kenobi is said to know the full truth of Rey's identity, but feel that she must learn on her own, and that is the best route to go. Why else would Kenobi want Rey to learn all of this on her own? That's a big question open on the table for discussion. It could have something to do with these characters having some form of a connection, if you will. We do know that George Lucas, during the rewrites of Episode 9, added in a major revelation between both Rey and Kenobi at some point in time in the second and third act of Episode 9. So with that being said, this really does mirror what happened to Luke in The Empire Strikes Back, where he's on Hoth, he's losing consciousness, he's getting very cold, and then he sees Obi-Wan Kenobi's Force Ghost in the distance telling him to go to the Dagobah system to seek Yoda. And this is basically a parallel of that, where now Kenobi is telling Rey to go to a star system that holds the world of Kijimi, that holds many secrets related to, of course, Rey's father, that would also lend some answers to exactly who she is and where she comes from, her identity, if you will, right? So we can see the parallels to the original trilogy without a doubt in what JJ's trying to do here. We can also see that they're really trying to make this movie a very, I guess you could say, adventure-esque film for not just Rey, Poe, and Finn, but also for the other characters involved in this story that are going to be used to really propel the characters forward. Now, the last thing that I do want to touch on quick is, of course, this world Kijimi and the location of the Thieves' Tower. The Thieves' Tower really seems like it's going to be a place that provides a lot of secrets other than just Rey's identity and Rey's father, that we're going to learn more about other aspects of the Star Wars franchise. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon, we hear them moans again.